What's going on, man? Welcome back to the basement. I'm Ron. And if you're out here watching this video, 0-4, 1-3, maybe you have Christian McCaffrey, Chris Carson, Calvin Ridley. Maybe you took Allen Robinson over DeAndre Swift. Maybe you're just down bad in general. Well, boy, do I got something for you. And we got the new Best Ball Resurrection Draft. We ran up one of these last week. Now, for all of you guys out there that still have, that itch to draft, have that itch to, go start up some new leagues because the ones that you're already in weren't going so well, or maybe you're just doing so well that you want to, see if you can continue to run hot. Best Ball Resurrection. We're going to be doing this today. It's pretty much a best ball draft that takes place from week 6 all the way through week 17, 18. And it's just a way where you can go out here and we can just pretty much do it all over again. Draft another team, and I think you can have a bunch of entries in this, max 150 entries, $10 to join. And if you're new to Underdog, make sure you go down below. It's in the description, the link. The link will be in the comments. Use my promo code RON when you deposit $10 or more for a $10 bonus. So if you put in $10, you get one entry to the Best Ball Resurrection, and you get another one for free. Now, with all that being said, we're going to hit the intro. And then we're going to hop into one of these. We're going to talk about rest of season rankings. We're going to talk about, just things that have happened last night. The Thursday night game happened last night. We have a lot to get into today. So make sure you go down below, subscribe, leave a like. Let's go.
Thirsty, trying to choose. I know I'm pretty cool. My nitty bag.
And we are live. And guess what, fellas? We got the 101. Let me just make sure our screen is all centered. I believe that it should be fine. We'll keep it like this. Yeah, I think that this will do. All right, so we got the 101. And this is actually an interesting conversation because, man, that actually gets really tough between Derrick Henry and Christian McCaffrey rest of season. I could have sworn that I had Twitter pulled up here. Let me pull up the I should have it in my bookmarks. Fantasy football leaders. Now the problem is that I believe a fully healthy McCaffrey you'd probably want over Derrick Henry. That's already very tough, man. Because remember now, if it was today, I would prefer Derrick Henry, but it starts week 6. I've decided it's McCaffrey. I don't know if I'm wild for that, but we're going to go McCaffrey. Jesus Christ. Are we even going to get this pick in? All right. But my reasoning behind that is because I have to imagine that McCaffrey was outscoring him before the injury. When did the injury happen? Week 4? Let's see real quick. Now, this is going to take forever to load because that's just how things happen here. I am still in a very weird part of the screen, so bear with me. Let me go. Okay, so I believe he got hurt week 3. So we'll do he gets hurt week 2. Hubbard plays week 3. Or he gets hurt week 3. Hubbard plays week 4. So we'll just do, and this is half PPR again. Wow, Henry actually outscored him. That's tough. I guess my idea behind it is week 6 on, McCaffrey will be in there. And he's probably going to catch more passes. Derrick Henry's pass catching has it hasn't fallen off all the way, but Derrick Henry, but it has ticked down a little bit here. And I fully expect. He's doubtful for this week. So what is this week? Week 5. He's gonna play week 6, and you have McCaffrey rest of season. Like from week 6 on, I think I still would have McCaffrey as my 101. Now this is like an interesting. This is an interesting perspective on kind of just where the market is at. Like if we were to just, drop everything and do a draft today. We have Travis Kelsey at number 3. I honestly don't even hate Travis Kelsey that high. I'm looking at my rest of season rankings right now. I have Kelsey 3. I have Dalvin Cook 4. Now, I don't have Kupp at 105. I think that's a little bit high for Kupp. I understand he's been killing it. He didn't have a great day last night. Robert Woods kind of outshined him a little bit. But I have Cooper Kupp as my 203 if we did another draft today. He is my wide receiver, my wide receiver 5 rest of season. I have the big 3, so I have Devontae Adams, Tyreek Hill, Stephon Diggs. To me, in my opinion, that's not debatable. Then I have Justin Jefferson, which I would prefer Justin Jefferson to Cooper Kupp. Justin Jefferson has been insane this far. Justin Jefferson also just looks like a perennial stud at this point. Like, I think that he is just a better football player than Cooper Kupp, but it's very close. Then I have Cooper Kupp at 5. So it's going to be interesting to see where a guy like, I mean, Calvin Ridley gets very tough here because, I mean, like, how much time is Calvin Ridley going to miss here? It said it was a family matter. To be honest with you guys, I honestly think that he will just suit up in like week 5 this week, week 6. Because I see this as a thing where, like, I don't blame him. You know what I mean? Who would want to hop on like a big ass flight all the way to London to go play a game that nobody wants to play against the Jets? Both of them are teams that aren't going to make the playoffs. Like, I really don't blame Calvin Ridley if you just want to kind of take the week off and just kind of get your mentals together after what's been a pretty disappointing year this far. But we had Dalvin Cook, Kamara, Eckler went 107. That makes sense. Stephon Diggs, Dalvin Cook, Kamara. Also, a trade I just made, and I had to do it, dude. There's one league I'm 0-4 in, and it sucks, man. It sucks because it's making 0RB look really bad. And 0RB has actually been really profitable this year because you have a lot of the big guys up top getting hurt, like McCaffrey. You had Dalvin Cook miss games. You had Chris Carson. Who else has been hurt this year, fellas? Joe Mixon, but David Montgomery. And then you also had like the dead zone RB guys be bad. But in that league, I'm 0-4. I have Calvin Ridley. If you're 0-4 and you have Calvin Ridley, your back is against the wall. You have to do something. You can't just eat that and go 0-5. So I ended up trading Calvin Ridley and Stephon Diggs for Austin Eckler and Adam Thielen. It didn't feel great, but like sending out Stephon Diggs, but at least we get Austin Eckler, which I imagine Austin Eckler for Diggs is almost like a straight swap. So I honestly did, Ridley for Adam Thielen straight up just to have a week back. So that doesn't feel great because where is Adam Thielen on here? So Adam Thielen is wide receiver 22. Calvin Ridley on here is wide receiver 11. So it's not great. On my rankings, I have Thielen at wide receiver 20. I have Calvin Ridley at wide receiver 7. Now we're actually up here. So this is where I have to actually figure out what the fuck I'm doing. So DeAndre Swift is a no-brainer. DeAndre Swift is the next best pick that I have available. Justin Jefferson up there? No. Ridley's interesting, but I think now with the Ridley news, I am a little bit scared off of him. Kupp, DJ Moore, Elliott, Darren Waller can't be available anymore. Wow, so Swift goes. Damn. Waller, Chubb, Ridley, Kyler Murray, George Kittle, Jonathan Taylor, D-Hop, Metcalf, McLaurin. I think then we go Metcalf. We go Metcalf at the very least. I think that this has to just be us stacking up 2 really sick wide receivers here. So we'll go Metcalf there. Man, I think Calvin Ridley, the 301 is interesting. Man, Ridley at the 301. I know that he's out this week, but this tournament is week 6 on. So we're going to go Calvin Ridley. Let's do that. I don't hate that at all. McCaffrey, DK Metcalf, Calvin Ridley actually feels crazy. Now, just to clear up kind of what's going on here, I'll just put myself over here. I think that's fine. So there's 150 entries, 11% rake, whatever, 30% pick clock. I'm just reading off everything. It doesn't matter. First place gets $20,000. Second place $10,000. Third place $5,000. $4,000. $3,000, and so on. Tournament schedule is week 6 through 14. Then you have just like single rounds of like everybody playing against each other who has like kind of advanced there. 0.5 PPR. You have 1 quarterback, 2 running backs, 3 wide receivers, a tight end, a flex, and a bench spot. All right. Now, what I accomplished there by reading all that out, I'm not sure. I kind of forgot what the whole point of me doing that was, but it's absolutely fine. So we have McLaurin, we have Mixon. I don't know how I feel about Mixon. I have Mixon now as my RB14 rest of season with this injury looming. So I guess that's probably where he was taken. Yeah, exactly at RB14. So I don't hate that. But in like 0.5 PPR, I'm definitely prioritizing the wide receivers over Mixon. Now, I mean, Mixon in the 3rd round still feels really nice. So we have McLaurin, we have Mike Williams. I can't get there with Mike Williams just yet. I understand that he's been crazy. I understand it. But he hasn't been that crazy. He hasn't been that crazy to the point where I'm taking him over CeeDee Lamb. I'm not taking him as the first Chargers wide receiver. I'm not taking him over Keenan Allen. I'm not taking him over Deebo Samuel. I'm not doing it over Lockett. Not doing it over Godwin. I'll take him over Jamar Chase. I have him currently as my wide receiver 18, Mike Williams. I can't get to this price. There's no way in hell I can get to this price. Now, I completely understand like kind of the hype around it. But we just saw he had that dud game against the Raiders on Monday night. Can I actually pull up this sheet here? I kind of did it for a little bit earlier. Now let's actually pull up. We'll pull up this. I am slightly scared that the audio is a little bit weird right now. And then let's hop on Twitter. Hopefully I don't expose myself here, because I believe it might ask me to sign in, and then that would be a problem. Oh, fuck. I meant to sign in. Come on, just sign in as my email, please. Please don't show anything sketchy. All right, so who knows what just happened there? Because I could have sworn I clicked to sign in, and it just didn't let me. All right, so my question is where Mike Williams is right now in half PPR. So you guys see him. He's wide receiver 5. Okay. I mean, it makes sense why he's going that high. I just can't get there. Corduroy Patterson at the 312. That cannot be where his ADP is. Guys, that is insane. That is insane. We're saying Corduroy Patterson is a 3rd round pick in redraft right now. If we were to drop everything and do drafts today. I personally, the last rankings update I did, I have Corduroy Patterson overall as my 56. So that's actually pretty crazy. Almost on with ADP. So 56 would be 5 times 12. So like middle, literally the 506, which even to me is just saying that is just disgusting. Now we are going to take a water break here. Throat's a little bit dry. So we got Amari, we got James Robinson. I actually just made a trade in a dynasty league for James Robinson. It's one of the analyst leagues that I'm in. I traded away Elijah Mitchell and Kadarius Toney for James Robinson on a contender. I don't hate it. I don't love James Robinson in dynasty, but I just felt like, I'm not big on Elijah Mitchell, or I like Elijah Mitchell, but I feel like I'm selling high on him there. And I don't like Kadarius Toney. I feel like I'm selling both of them a little bit high, putting it into James Robinson. Maybe down the line I can get a first for James Robinson, or I can just kind of ride out the production. All right, so now we're almost back on the clock here. So we have Deontay. We have Woods coming off a pretty good game. I think Deontay is my next highest player available. Deontay is Edmonds up there. I like Edmonds too. Edmonds. I have Evans. Jamar Chase is gone. Carson, Higgins. Where's Higgins? Got to be up there still. So what pick are we picking out of 48? Where do I have? I got to have Thielen up here too. Oh, so Deontay Johnson and Thielen. Oh, man. So Thielen goes. Deontay Johnson, Thielen. Where do I have Woods? Damn, I don't have Woods that high. So we'll probably take Deontay Johnson. And then where do I have Hawkinson at? Hawkinson's at 52. So Hawkinson's in. Oh, man, he takes Deontay Johnson. Man, oh, man. So I have Chase Edmonds up here. Evans, Jamar Chase, Chris Carson. I have T. Higgins up here. I think we definitely take T. Higgins. This is oh, man. This isn't. I'm not even really getting a discount on T. Higgins after his slow start, which bothers me. All right, we're going to go T. Higgins. Do I have Javonte at this point? 58. So I mean, I'm kind of down for Edmonds. I'm kind of down to go Edmonds and get very thin at running back here, because I am a big fan of what Edmonds has been putting together. Now, let's go Edmonds. Or no. Fuck it. We'll go Edmonds. Jeez. Actually, fine. We'll go Edmonds. Here's the thing. I don't love taking Edmonds there. I do like Edmonds, but I don't like taking I know I'm just not a big running back early kind of guy. I wish I just maybe took Woods there. Man, looking back on it, I kind of wish I just went Woods. But that's fine. We're just going to get extremely thin at running back later on. I also have to remember that it's a little bit tougher to find running backs later because all these injuries are pushing up the running backs into the early rounds here. So, I mean, we go with Chase Edmonds. We could then maybe just go, like, we could pretty much just go, like, 2 more running backs that are both extremely, like, just super late guys and kind of go from there. I'm looking at what quarterbacks we can get later on. So, Lance, I mean, Darnold is viable. Carr, Daniel Jones is viable. Tannehill, Fields, Trevor Lawrence. I'd be cool with a lot of like a combination of a lot of these guys. We're going to probably try and go for a 2-4-10-2 here. We could even make this literally like a hero RB kind of team or if we go McCaffrey, Edmonds, and then literally like our last 3 picks are running back, something just absolutely disgusting. Something just diabolical, if you will. We'll just dial something up. Now, who do we have up here? Lamar. Lamar in the 5th feels probably about right. I have him here at 53rd. Now, with my Edmonds rank, so I have Edmonds as my 40th ranked player rest of season. So getting him at 49 isn't bad. Just that structurally, I don't love taking running backs in this range. Now, I also just kind of have to rewire my brain that we're not in pre-draft season. So like the dead zone doesn't really apply the same way. Like it does, but it doesn't, if that makes sense. How zoomed in are we here? 100. What does it look like if we zoom out a little bit? No, let's zoom back in. Decided we're zooming back in here. Okay, so you guys can still like see this just fine, I guess. I did make my face cam a little bit bigger than I should have. Where do I have Allen Robinson rest of season? That's an interesting one. Yeah, I have him as my 77th player rest of season, so I can't get behind the 57th. We're just at a point now where Allen Robinson has been so bad that it's hard to like after week 1, okay, just give him some time. He'll bounce back. Week 2, give him some time. He'll bounce back. He's Allen Robinson. He'll do his thing. Now we are on 4 straight weeks of him not having a top 48 finish. So I don't know how we can just keep firing him up and expect something different. It's extremely tough for me. I don't know how we can get there. Because he's been that bad. I think like rest of season, who do I have above Allen Robinson right now? Let's see. This is actually a fun game. I have above him. I have Marquise Brown above him. I have Robert Woods, Russell Wilson. With that Russell Wilson injury yesterday was crazy. They said that he has like mallet finger or whatever, which I guess means that it's just like, I don't know, it's just bent in. I've never seen that before. Now, Gino Smith comes in, old time Jet, a little bit of a dub for the Jets yesterday. I swear to God, man, Gino Smith wasn't all that bad. He wasn't all that bad when he played for the Jets, man. His wide receiver 1, like in his second year, he didn't look terrible. His wide receiver 1 was like Jeremy Curley. I remember that era was so tough, man. It was like Jeremy Curley. Who else? Jace Amaro. I don't even think that Jace Amaro was that era with Gino. Jeremy Curley, maybe like an old Jericho Cotchery. I'm still going to say maybe not. Like I genuinely can't even think of who his wide receivers were. Gino Smith. Maybe Santonio Holmes. Remember there was a time where Santonio Holmes used to get mad at him for not getting him the ball. All right, so we have Odell Beckham. Where are we at in these rest of season rankings right here? Let me see. So Sutton, I'm looking for Sutton. I'm looking for Odell Beckham. All right, so I found OBJ. So we want OBJ. Who's after that? Corduroy Patterson, Damian Harris. I doubt that Damian Harris is available. I actually have Jalen Hurts this high. I don't really want to take him. Jalen Hurts. I have Pitts this high. Is Pitts already taken? So Pitts is taken. Josh Jacobs. I have Brady. Mark Andrews. No. Dak. Zach Moss. Is Moss up here? I don't even want to take Moss. Noah Fant. Mike Davis. Russell Wilson. Robert Woods. Marquise Brown. Jesus Christ, this got ugly. This got extremely ugly. I've decided we're going Sutton. Jesus. All right, so I decided that we went Sutton. So we'll go Sutton. Need to find my wide receiver rankings. So we get Sutton. Was Marquise Brown, Allen Robinson, Julio, Antonio Brown. Is Devonta Smith up here? Devonta Smith. This is bad. Kenny Golladay, Marvin Jones Jr. I'm kind of cool. with Jalen Hurts is what I've decided. Kenny Golladay, yeah. Claypool was my next guy. Fine, whatever. Have that. We'll go Hurts. Hurts is a really solid quarterback, I think. We take him over anybody that we shouldn't have taken him. Yeah, that's fine. Maybe I should have gone with like Russ to stack with Seattle, but I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad. That's fine. Hurts is a great quarterback. We can now just punt off quarterback 2. Can figure something out at tight end. It's not bad. That was just there's just not a ton on the board here. I wasn't taking Montgomery. I wasn't going to reach and go with Gronk or Fant. I mean, at wide receiver, like I said, Claypool was the next guy I had up. I just had to really look down the list. Yeah, Claypool and Tyler Boyd are my next up. I probably should have just gone with one of those guys, but I also do have like those guys. So Claypool, I have Claypool at. Jeez, man. I have Claypool. I have Claypool far down. I have Claypool so far down this list, it's not making sense. I can't even find them. Yeah, I don't know. I don't even know where I have him at. All right. Wow, Trey Lance at 76? That's a whole like 30 picks past his ADP or before his ADP. I'm not sure I could get there yet. What quarterbacks are on the board here? Stafford, Russ. I mean, Trey Lance, dude, he came out here. Well, he put up 20 points in one half, which is kind of insane for a rookie debut. I'll give him that much. I will say, man, with Stafford, Russ, I probably want to take Stafford or Russ before him. I was checking to see if he has any San Francisco stacks. You know, that would maybe make a little bit more sense. It'd kind of put my heart at ease a little bit, but no, he doesn't. Just doesn't give a fuck. We have CPD. I don't remember any of these names, to be honest. Bend the Knee's a good name there. I feel like maybe I've seen Zadazuri before. Hoodrich. I like that name. All right, so what else we got? We got Stafford, Fournette, Corey Davis. Oh, I didn't even know that Fournette was on the board. I probably should have taken Fournette, to be real with you guys. Higbee, Marvin Jones. I wonder if Chenault is still available. Did Chenault go before Marvin Jones? Is the question of the day. Wow, Chenault is now. That's way before Chenault has went pre-draft. Yeah, I mean he just took him way high at 61. Pre-draft Chenault was like a 7th rounder. But that's where I was taking him, and I'm a big Chenault guy. Something weird's going on with John Gruden right now. I'm looking at, I got an Adam Schefter tweet. At the crescendo of the 2011 NFL lockout, John Gruden sent an email that used a racist trope to describe NFLPA executive director. Wow. He really came out here and said, I don't know who. Wow. So this guy's name is DeMaurice Smith. John Gruden said DeMaurice Smith has lips the size of Michelin tires. So you just can't do that. It's a little bit racially driven there, if I do say so myself. NFL statement says the email from John Gruden being mean to DeMaurice Smith is appalling, abhorrent, and wholly contrary to the NFL's values. We condemn the statement and regret any harm that its publication may inflict on Mr. Smith or anyone else. That's interesting. Now, I will say 2011 was a far different time But that's still wild. That's still wild to be saying about somebody. All right. So we are now a full round later, and Claypool, the guy that I wanted on the clock last time, is still available. Is there anybody else that's like a screaming value here? We still have Fant available. That's interesting. So we do have Claypool. Claypool is my wide receiver. Oh, jeez. My wide receiver 37. Boyd no longer there, so we can go Claypool. About Sterling Shepard, no. Ayuk becomes kind of interesting. Fant. I don't really want Fant. I want to load up on more wide receivers, to be honest with you guys. Where do I have Judy rest? Oh, Judy's supposed to be back by week 6. So, I mean, I have Jerry Jeudy at wide receiver 57 rest of season right now. So, Claypool, Ayuk, Judy. Jacoby Myers gets interesting. So, Pittman before Claypool. So, I have Claypool, then I have Boyd, then I have Sterling Shepard. Sterling Shepard available? No. Sterling Shepard. Then I have Chenault, Juju. Wow, Juju is all the way down here. That's interesting. What else do we have? Noah Fant. I mean, it gets ugly here. Man, I think this has to be Claypool. Man, I'm very tempted to go Claypool Ayuk here. Very tempted. Very tempted to go Ayuk. I think that I have to take Fant just on the value that it's like pretty much a round past his usual ADP. We'll grab him. Maybe we can do something really nasty, like a Denver stack here, when we get a Teddy Bridgewater in the back door, right in the pooper. Oh, pause if needed. All right. So, I mean, that's not bad. So, our team right now is Hurts, Christian McCaffrey, Chase Edmonds, DK Metcalf, Calvin Ridley, T. Higgins, Courtland Sutton, Chase Claypool. I don't hate those wide receivers. I don't love them, but I don't hate them. And then Noah Fant at tight end. So, now we're pretty much set everywhere. We can kind of just start taking best player available. The problem is, like, I can't stress this enough. This is insanely wonky. Like, this ADP is vetted, right? Because there's been a shit ton of drafts on here. So this ADP is extremely solid, but I still don't know how I feel about any of it. Like, nothing, when there's such a lack of consensus that, like, nothing feels right when I'm making these picks, if that makes sense. Nothing feels right. But it's just because there's a lack of consensus, and it's just more like you have to really stick your neck out and kind of make your stands. Like, there's way less of a consensus. There's not draft rankings. I don't even have I just have, like, my rest of season rankings aren't meant to be draft rankings. They're just, okay, like for trading, like, okay, these guys are similarly valued. You know what I mean? It's not week 6 on, how do you feel about these players? I'm actually shocked with how low. I'm looking at my running back rest of season rankings. Let's see. Now, I keep referring to these guys because, like, off the top of my head, I can, like, just talk out of my ass. But, like, when I make these rankings, I sit down and do, like, actual research. So that it's much more educated than me just kind of, going with the whim of things. It's actually really interesting to see Elijah Mitchell at running back 31. I have Elijah Mitchell at running back 28. And then I have Devin Singletary, a guy who's, like, and Latavius Murray, guys who are, like, buried. I have Latavius Murray as my running back 29 rest of season. And I have Devin Singletary, who's buried on here. Why did you running back 45? I have him as running back 30 rest of season. So there's a lot of really good running back value here late, which I really like. Now the wide receivers are drying up extremely quick. That's why with a lot of these, I try and take a lot of wide receivers early. Like, my goal is usually to have 6 wide receivers through 8 rounds. We didn't get it quite. I think so this was like maybe like a 9th round pick, Claypool. So Claypool was an 8th round. So, I mean, we got 5 wide receivers through 8 picks. That's not bad. I do like to get like 6. Now, I think that this is going to be time where we just have to start pounding wide receiver. I wonder, now with Jalen Hurts, the only thing I can stack is probably like an Ertz in the back door. Devonta Smith isn't available. Like, maybe like a Rager is. How far down is Rager? So like a Rager, we can go with like a Quez late. Now, I'm going to be honest with you guys. We are getting some adversity here. I can neither confirm nor deny whether or not I have to go take a shit, but I'm going to power through it for you guys, for the subscribers. So if you're out there and you're watching this and you know me, Ron Stewart, currently needs to go to the bathroom, but I've committed to doing a video. So that's where we're at. So make sure you go down below, subscribe, hit that like button. So, I mean, Juju's actually extremely interesting. So is Mike Davis. I have Mike Davis as my RB27. Where do I have him in the rest of season rankings? I don't even like Mike Davis. But, I mean, now we're talking about 10th round. And I completely understand. I have Mike Davis as my 67th player in the rest of season rankings. Maybe something needs to be tweaked there. Maybe the running backs are a little bit too high. So Christian Kirk goes, Darnold goes. So I like Juju. I kind of like Gallup. Where do I have Gallup rest of season? Not high. So I think we definitely go Juju. I have Juju way higher than this, 53. So we'll go Juju. And then we're going to have to think about some things. So then I have Corey Davis. Then I have Waddle. Corey Davis, Waddle, Rondale Moore, Robbie Anderson, Michael Pittman, Jacoby Myers, Darnell Mooney, Brandon Ayuk, Cole Beasley. Oh, no. Christian Kirk. So I guess we could go Kirk. Let's go Kirk. That's not bad. That's not too bad. Now, did I love it? No. Should I have maybe? I mean, no. There's not really anything else out there that I liked. Now, if I click on Kirk, how bad is his? So, I mean, his ADP says 110.7. I don't think that that's updated because I want to say that he was pushed down a little bit. But, I mean, yeah. So now I'm starting to like the wide receiver core. 7 wide receivers here. We're aiming for 10 total. Now we're probably going to start, hammering out some running backs. I think that we're going to end up with a 2-5-10, 2-5-9-2, but we'll see where we end up. We're definitely going to go 2 quarterbacks, 2 tight ends here. It just comes down to how many running backs and wide receivers I want to end up with. Now, I would really like to end up with Jalen Reagor. Okay, so Reagor hasn't gone yet. So Reagor where's Quez? Man, Quez is buried. Or is he already picked? He can't be. Oh, okay. So he's just a guy that you had to take late. Now, just a little secret between me and you. I love this shirt because I said this before, but this is my coaching shirt, right? When I coach my little brother's basketball team. But this is also, I don't know if it's like the dry fit material, dude, but the nipples shine through on this shirt. Now, I'm not somebody that's known to be having, super pointy nipples or anything like that. But this shirt, man, it does me dirty every single time. So we have Gallup, we have Reagor. We're just trying to set up that stack with Hurts. So, I mean, we can even try and set up Zach Ertz here. All right, so now what are we looking at? Nyheim Hines, dude, McKissick, A.J. Dillon. There's a lot of running backs here that are extremely viable. Devin Singletary gets a little bit less viable after that. I mean, Alex Collins is even interesting. Ronald Jones is even interesting. At that price, he's interesting. So this is definitely going to be where we start switching back to running back, but there's a lot of running backs here that are definitely viable. I'm actually surprised that Nyheim Hines is even still available. I don't hate Nyheim Hines in this range at all. I have Nyheim Hines as my RB33 rest of season, which is definitely a little bit high compared to where these guys have him at. Then I have Singletary, like I told you guys, my RB30 rest of season. So Singletary and Nyheim Hines are huge values for me in terms of where they are in this ADP. What else do we got? Who's been going around here? Gesicki. Gesicki's been nice this year. I don't really have him anywhere, but he's looked extremely good. I guess now he's at tight end 10, but I mean he had a slow week 1. I want to say the last 2 weeks he's been good. Am I still wrong? Oh no, so he's the tight end 3 in the last 2 weeks. So yeah, he's been good as of late. I wonder. I mean, now that Fuller's out again, Gesicki still gets very interesting. Gesicki's weird because he doesn't play any of his snaps in line. He doesn't play as a true tight end next to the tackle. He splits out as a wide receiver a lot. So I really don't know. I mean, it's just a weird spot, and he plays out of the slot. But that's what we want for tight ends. He's just not a a typical tight end, which is obviously good for fantasy, but it's just an interesting way that they use him, given how many wide receivers that they have. You know what I mean? When they're at full strength, they have Albert. I don't know why Albert Wilson was the first one that came to mind, but they have Will Fuller, they have Devontae Parker, Jalen Waddle. So how they get enough, looks out there for Mike Gesicki to be able to line up on the outside without maybe they go 4 wide with a tight end standing upright, but that still doesn't feel right. So Van Jefferson go. That feels early for Van Jefferson, man. Wow, that's right where he's going. I'm not a big Van Jefferson guy at all. But this is why you got to load up on the wide receivers early, man. It gets extremely ugly. Jarvis Landry, Devontae Parker, Hardman, Edwards, Deshaun Jackson, Fuller. Oh, man, it gets ugly. Terrace Marshall. People are sleeping on Terrace Marshall, let me tell you. I get it. I get that he hasn't broken out the way that we've wanted him to so far. He doesn't look like a bust or anything. He just hasn't, popped. I think that's still in the range of outcomes, but it's tough. I mean, maybe they go back to Terrace Marshall and shy away from Robbie Anderson. We will see. This hasn't been what I've hoped for with Terrace Marshall, which sucks. So we get Jared Cook. We get Tim Patrick. I mean, Tim Patrick here, I guess it makes sense. All right, so now we have Singletary. We're praying for Singletary. After that, running back actually falls off pretty good. Man, Brandon Bolden, we're looking at Darrell Williams. Man, so we are in the business of praying for Devin Singletary to fall to us. Now, if he falls to 144, that'll be 6 picks passes ADP. I will say a lot of these guys already have a lot of running backs, though. So he has 4. Man, I don't know if he'll make it past Hoodrich or Gator Heels. Damn. Man, oh man. Sony Michel is interesting. Ryan Tannehill, 10 picks pass. I don't mind the Ryan Tannehill. I don't mind the Justin Fields. I don't want an unstacked Tannehill, though. Matt Ryan. What else can we do at quarterback? Justin Fields, Trevor Lawrence, Matt Ryan. Kirk. All right, we're going to go Fields. We'll go Fields here. Man, this sucks. Devontae Parker. I think we go Devontae Parker. Devontae Parker isn't that bad. We'll go Devontae Parker, sadly. And that'll be our 8th wide receiver. We're still sleeping on running back, but it's just what has had to happen thus far. I don't know how many running backs we'll end up with. We're good at quarterback now, so we can just take that off the screen. I like Hurts and Fields, both guys with rushing upside. I still believe in Justin Fields as a fantasy football weapon. He doesn't really have to be good. I just don't see why he's only had 3 or 4 carries the last 2 weeks as a starter. It makes no sense. I do expect that to climb though. It just doesn't make any sense for a guy that averaged I want to say, oh man, I can't remember off the top of my head, but he averaged as many rushing yards per game as guys in college, as guys like Deshaun Watson, Russell Wilson, Dak Prescott. He is that same exact archetype. So Giovanni Bernard goes, Tannehill, Hunter Henry. I really don't know how I feel about Jeff Wilson, man. I know that he's due to be back soon. I don't love it though. Randall Cobb, Ertz, Matt Ryan, Jarvis Landry. Randall Cobb. I mean, McCole Hardman gets tough now. I mean, is Josh Gordon going anywhere in these? No. I wonder if he's already gone. Or maybe I don't know if he's even in the system, now that I think about it. If he did go, it'd be very recently. Yeah, no, he hasn't gone in a while. Or I guess he's just not in the system. So when's our next pick? 14-12, 15-01. Jeff Wilson, Trevor Lawrence. We have Sony Michel. Man, it gets ugly. It gets ugly. It's just because it's so efficient. Like, in the offseason, you can just kind of tell yourself stories about guys, right? Only the 15th round and on. But, once you're here, there are no stories you can tell yourself, man. like Tyson Williams. I don't know what story you can even tell yourself about Tyson Williams. Quintez Cephas. Actually, like, I mean, the wide receivers are actually pretty deep, to be honest with you guys. I think I was a little bit wrong about the running backs. I think the running backs is like I think prime territory is right around that round 10 spot. I think I slept a little bit too long on the running backs. I probably should have taken like a running back here. Maybe not even a Gaskin. Nyheim Hines would have been good. So what's our next pick at? Oh, geez. So 168. I don't know. If Rager is still there, that's an instant smash. So at 168, we're looking at, man, like Tyson Williams, Ronald Jones. God, I don't know what we're going to do. All right, so this is going to be a hero RB builder. We're just going to have to pile on 3 really disgusting running backs is what it looks like. What running backs are there that's even like decent? I mean, Ramondre Stevenson. Man, it gets tough. I don't know why I'm yawning a bunch. It's getting dark out for whatever reason. I say whatever reason because it's like 5 p.m. So Sony Michel goes. Can we get Rager to fall? Please. Can we get Rager to fall? We don't need a tight end yet. Goal is going to be to get Komet or Ertz. Komet. Oh, so Ertz is already gone, which sucks. All right, so at least we can get our Rager stack. So Rager is nice there. We got good value on Rager. And I actually think that Tyler Conklin might be too good to pass up. I don't want to go unstacked with Fields. Kenyon Drake, Tyson Williams. Man, do we go Tyson Williams? I think we do go Tyson Williams. Let's go with Tyson Williams. I know that he was inactive, but maybe he comes back. We're getting him at an extreme discount here, 15th round pick. So now we need our plan is going to be 2-5-9-2. How many wide receivers and running backs do we have? So we already have our 9 wide receivers. So now the goal is going to be 2 more running backs, 1 more tight end. So let's just have this up. Our main goal is going to be to grab Cole Kmet as our tight end. Now as our 2 running backs, that is going to be extremely tough because it gets really, really shallow. I do like Darrington Evans though as a low key running back. I also like Wayne Gallman. Let me star some people. So I like Tyler Conklin. I like Darrell Williams. I like Samaje. I like Ramondre. Don't hate Ingram. Don't hate Khalil Herbert. Don't hate McNichols. Malcolm Brown. I'll even get on a Roundtree, on Darrington Evans. Wayne Gallman, I don't hate. Donald Parham, I don't hate if things get really ugly. That's about it. That's about all I think I need to make statements on. Jeez. So it's Friday today. After this, I'm gonna sit down and do my I'm gonna get my dynasty stuff kind of together. I plan on so today, when you guys see this, will be Saturday. I plan on sitting down Saturday, getting my dynasty rankings all together. I think after this I'll probably go deliver. But tomorrow I'm gonna sit down, get my dynasty rankings together. That's going to be, so every 4 weeks I'm going to be releasing dynasty rankings to the Patreon. So that'll be patreon.com/Ron Stewart, of course. But that'll be fun. I haven't really sat down and looked at things from a dynasty perspective in a while. So that's going to be interesting. Like the guys that I don't know where I'm going to have them ranked is like Ayuk, Allen Robinson. Like I don't know what to do with Ayuk in dynasty because he was literally, I think preseason he was like my wide receiver 12. Seems like the market has him all the way like wide receiver 40. I can't get there. I think he'll probably be somewhere in the middle, probably around like wide receiver 24. But it just gets extremely tough, man. It gets really tough with Ayuk, and then you have other guys in there where it gets weird. Trying to think like Hurts. I don't know what to do with Tua. It's a lot of guys where their evaluations have changed a little bit. Like Trevor Lawrence. I mean, like I'm not saying that Trevor Lawrence has been a bust, but like. I had him as like a first round pick in a startup, and I guess he's still there, but it's like he hasn't done anything amazing yet. Fields has been letting people down so far. You also have like Allen Robinson. Where do you move him in dynasty? I actually just sold Allen Robinson in a dynasty league. Ew. I think there was hair in my mouth. You hate to see that. But I sold in a 1 QB league. I sold Allen Robinson for. I got the trade offer out of nowhere, out of the blue. I traded Allen Robinson for Jalen Waddle and a second in a 1 quarterback league. So the second is a little bit devalued in a 1 quarterback league, but I didn't expect to get that kind of return at all. Where's Komet? So Komet's at 203. We're picking at 1. Okay, so Komet has to get picked here for us. Maybe we go Samaje? I'm actually down to go Samaje. Because, I mean, there's a chance that that Joe Mixon's injury just gets botched. He gets re-injured. I mean, we'll see what happens here. If Samaje stays on the board. If Samaje does not stay on the board, maybe, Malcolm Brown is like a somewhat interesting play. It's a little bit ugly. But, yeah, we're hoping for Komet. We're hoping for Samaje Perine. Please don't take Samaje. Don't take Samaje or Komet. Don't do it. Don't do it. Dude, you need to take wide receivers, Hoodrich. I'm begging you to take wide receivers. 3 quarterbacks, 5 running backs, 2 tight ends means that he's maxing out at 8 wide receivers, I believe. I mean, your wide receivers need to be stacked to max out at 8. And he's taking another tight end. You're going 3 tight ends. Jeez, man. I love getting into drafts like this where people don't know what the fuck they're doing. That's not the move, fellas. If you haven't already, I actually have a really good video out on like my underdog strategy that I made. I made before I was even a sponsor or sponsored by Underdog. But you never want to do that. Who is it? So Tyler Higbee, Dallas Goedert, Blake Jarwin. Like, loading up on 3 quarterbacks at each spot and then 5 running backs means he's going to have 7 wide receivers at best. You want to have your wide receiver be loaded because you're starting 3 wide receivers every week and then you're flexing. People don't understand this. You always want to have a wide receiver in your flex because they offer like the highest upside in terms of like boom weeks. So that is insane. That is insane. So now he also has Derrick Henry as well. Like, if you have Derrick Henry, you don't need 5 running backs unless you're doing what we're doing, where we're doing like hero RB and it gets extremely ugly after the first one. So let me look at Hoodrich one. Oh my God, he went with another tight end? Hoodrich is just burning money. Hoodrich is burning money. You don't like a 4 tight end build, brother? Jeez. Pray for our guy. Pray for our guy Hoodrich, man. Jeez. That is ugly. I mean, that's a decent hero RB build, but in a hero RB build, I wouldn't even go as high as getting Swift next to him. Like, I would have just cut it off after Gio and gone 4. I would have, like in this build with these running backs, so let's say those first 4 running backs, Henry, Swift, Gaskin, Bernard, cut out Bolden, and you go 2-4-10-2, not 3-5. I can't believe he has 4 tight ends. That's insane, fellas. Just use this as a reference of what not to do. That is insane. That's actually wild. I don't hate our team right now. We are kind of praying that our running backs just work out. But I mean, Hurts, Justin Fields, quarterback is fine. McCaffrey, like, we're just pretty much betting that McCaffrey puts up insane numbers and even bleeds some of his production over into the RB2 spot, so we don't have as much pressure to have like a sick RB2. There is a spider on the floor that I'm looking at right now. Should I go kill it? I've decided I'll be killing it. Jeez. See, no one ever told you that. Everyone said, there's fantasy football in the basement, there's good times in the basement. No one ever told you that there would be a big-ass spider in the basement, man. Jesus Christ. That was tough. That was tough. I had to get out the big old paper towel, get business handled there for a second. Bears did not place David Montgomery on injured reserve today. I believe there's a decent chance that happens before 3 p.m. Saturday. I thought they were going to say that there's just a chance that they don't put him on injured reserve, that he'll be back within like 3 weeks. But it seems it seems that he won't be back within 3 weeks and that they're just procrastinating it, I guess. I mean, they're saying, believe there's a decent chance that happens before 3 p.m. on Saturday to make room for a roster promotion. Because what are they rocking with that running back? I believe it's just 2. I believe it's just Damian Williams and Khalil Herbert. I'd imagine you'd want to bring up one more. Dude, Ryan Null might actually be on the active roster for them. Is Null? Jeez, dude. Should we do Ryan Null as our last pick here? Edmonds, Tyson Williams, Samaje Perine. We're gonna go Khalil Herbert. If not Khalil Herbert, I don't hate Roundtree. I don't hate Darrington Evans. I don't hate Gallman. We have a couple of ideas here in the good old chamber. Now, if you enjoyed watching this far, fellas, make sure you go down below, subscribe, leave a like. Once I make this pick, I'm probably going to bounce on out of here. But I enjoy making these videos. We're going to do another one of these next week, and then we're going to replace these because once week 6 happens, these are done. Then these Saturday videos will probably become some kind of like rest of season videos, you know, something among those lines where I just highlight, you know, a couple players that are rising and falling rest of season. Maybe even highlight some playoff schedules, shit like that. Got a lot of good stuff planned here for the rest of the season. I'm also debating once the season ends, like week 17, bro. This is such a grind, dude. I might literally just step away. I'll probably do maybe 1 to 3 videos a week, maybe for like a month. Kind of take a little bit of a step back because it has been a lot doing this full time for like the first time. I'm just kind of get my mentals right. But what do we got here? Khalil Herbert, Jeremy McNichols, Malcolm Brown. I don't mind Khalil Herbert, but I mean, Montgomery's not going to be hurt all year. I think we're going to go Malcolm Brown. Let's go Malcolm Brown because he just got that workload. I'm not saying he's going to get that every week, but he's going to have his spike weeks. Like I think the last 2 weeks he's been like almost startable. So we'll go Malcolm Brown. Now we're good to go. That's a classic hero RB build if I've ever seen one, fellas. Let's go back to full screen so you guys can see my beautiful face. Now, that's going to do it for us today, fellas. Make sure if you enjoyed that video, you want to get in on the fun before week 6, hop onto Underdog, use promo code RON when you deposit at least $10 to get a free $10 bonus. That'll give you, enough ammunition to load up 2 of those drafts. I'm hopping in a couple of them this weekend, hoping that, we get a little bit more profit to roll in from these resurrection drafts. I think a lot of newbies will be on there, like guys like that who are drafting like 4 tight ends. So if you want to hop on there, you watch my videos, my Underdog video, I kind of break down how to actually draft in these things. So you can get a pretty good ROI right now. Now, with that being said, I love you guys. As always, I will see you guys in the next one.